Hello Cancer, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for March. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect, the key elements, but then please stay with me. I will dive deep to give you in precise detail the key dates and influences that impact on your sign in particular. So thank you for joining me. Jupiter is the planet of growth, of optimism, of good fortune. It is also very influential around adventure in its rulership of the sign of Sagittarius. But it's also the traditional ruler of the sign of Pisces, which shares the water triplicity with you, Cancer, and of course your moon, your ruler, is very much to do with how you instinctively feel things. And at the start of this month, Jupiter, exalted in your sign, is in a beautiful alliance with the Sun and, crucially, your ruler, the Moon, on the 2nd. So you get a wonderful opportunity to springboard into this month. Any kind of higher truth can really call out to you. Now, it may be that you want to explore in terms of a physical sense, whether that's and it does depend, I guess, on the COVID restrictions in wherever you are located. But if you're able to get out, I think it will be very cathartic for you. If you're able to change the scene, do something more spontaneous, grab the big part of life, whether it's big ideas, big movement, big interaction with others, that's really going to appeal to you. So I think that's really the highlight of this month. But there's also an opportunity for you to power forwards around your key goals and ambitions. And that's going to be showcased by the spring equinox, which occurs on the 20th. And that's the beginning of the Western tropical calendar, which is based on the 4 quadrants of the seasons. It's not based on those constellations that we all know about. Those were symbolic. It's based on the seasons. So that point on the 20th is when you can really start taking your career, your goals and ambitions that much more seriously. Now, if you'd like to know more, please stay with me. And if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to get your free written daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the link beneath this video where you can sign up for free. And it would be a real honour to have you with me. I've written these for over 25 years. Also, if you'd like to ascend above Zodiac horoscopes and embrace more serious astrology, you can buy a 12-month forecast and a character analysis with my special package and get 30% off. Based on your time, date and place of birth, no 2 charts are the same, and this will give you searing insights that will take you into the beginning of 2023. So Cancer, your March monthly horoscope begins with that wonderful alliance between the Sun and Jupiter. But there's also another alliance going on between Mercury and Saturn, and that's really pressing down on the point which is very much to do with shared finance, business and resources. If you are planning something that is much more ambitious and you're wanting to live in the moment and be more free-spirited, the fact that we have a number of connections going on that do include Jupiter, Uranus, Venus and Mars right at the start of this month does suggest that you really may have the wind in your sails. But if you're thinking of going into something that does require quite a lot of speculation or investment, just be aware that Mercury's conjunction with Saturn asks you to just err on the side of caution when it comes to the more fiscal elements of this. But you know, there may be someone who's having such a compelling impact upon you. It could be a friend, an associate, a client. It may be someone you're interested in romantically. It may be someone you're already involved with romantically. The fact that on the 3rd, Venus, Mars and Pluto come into an exact conjunction is extraordinarily fated. Now, perhaps that conjunction between Mercury and Saturn points towards some kind of contract, but this contract will help you to expand your situation. But some kind of movement seems inevitable at the start of this month. You're wanting to be much more pioneering, even buccaneering, I'd say. And if that sounds a bit counterintuitive for a home-loving Cancer, remember the archetype for Cancer that's often expressed in magazines is actually quite outmoded. You are a cardinal sign, you're a leader. Yes, you need to feel comfortable in your environs, and yes, you can be a little resistant to direct conflict, but you do like to have a degree of control, and you are often in positions of great influence, whether within the family, within businesses, within a management situation. So right at the start of this month, there is a glorious set of influences which can springboard you into March, giving you a real sense of uplift and positivity. Now on the 6th, we do have a big change. Venus and Mars, which has been travelling side by side with one another, just about within 3 degrees since the 6th of February, they switch still together into the sign of Aquarius. Now in the sign of Capricorn, that may have aroused some romantic dynamism. Maybe there has been some kind of connection at not just the soul level, but maybe a physical level too. But moving into your 8th house is an even deeper potential. This is about devotion. This is about where we're most invested. Now, it's possible that some kind of financial benefit can come to you as this event occurs. So this could trigger a legacy, an insurance payment. It may be to do with getting a mortgage offer on a property, or maybe just through your sheer skill and talent, you're finally going to receive a lot of income from past efforts. But also remember that the 8th house can be about when things end. So if a romantic relationship has really been bumping along the bottom and you've tried to talk it through but have met with resistance, Saturn on Mercury, or you've tried to find the midpoint between your position and theirs, Venus, Mars and Pluto, or some secrets have come into the open, or some frank discussions through that Jupiter conjunction with the Sun and the new moon, because that 9th house energy is much more fearless when it comes to having those out there discussions which don't hold anything back. They really are very revelatory. It's a very Sagittarius, bold, blunt even energy. So it's possible that if something isn't working so well, the movement of Venus and Mars into the 8th house could mean an ending. Now, whether it happens straight away or not, perhaps when they start to come into contact with Saturn later this month, that could be a pinch point, or it may be around the 19th when Venus squares up with Uranus in your sector of freedom. And Uranus is also the planet of truth. But then from the 17th through to the 28th, Mars in Aquarius is in a much more caustic and rather difficult right angle with Uranus. So if you are finding or experiencing a situation where it just isn't working, however much you've invested, then I think that Mars square with Uranus can be quite tricky. But we do have also a gorgeous alliance between the Sun and Pluto between the 16th and the 20th, which can help you to really understand the truth of your situation in a very profound way. And then on the 18th we have that full moon, but this is also lifted by Jupiter. So even if there does need to be some discussions, and maybe it is going to be a difficult conversation in some ways, Jupiter can help to bring a sense of relief that everything is out into the open, in my belief. But on the 20th, that opportunity to really set your sights firmly on your goals and ambitions is really created by the spring equinox, and that's augmented by the movement of Mercury on the 27th, because this month starts with that conjunction with Saturn the first few days, but then Mercury moves into Pisces on the 10th, and that's just going to evoke that desire for movement, to break out, to travel, to learn, to share ideas even more. But then it swiftly moves into your 10th house of work and ambitions. For some Cancer people, I think that could be a point where you're offered some kind of training course, or you repivot your efforts in a new area with all the experience that this month has given you. Because what I feel that March is essentially about for you, Cancer, is really crystallizing in your mind what your truth is. Your truth may not correlate to somebody else's, but it can really give you the confidence to believe in what's right for you. But that doesn't mean to say that somebody won't, or some people won't push back. It's just that you'll need to adhere to what's really right for you. And I think it could be a change of scene with a job, a change of home, a change of lifestyle, connections with overseas, travel for sure, higher education. It really is so ripely set up for you to be such a month of growth and opportunity. It's just that when it comes down to it towards the end of the month, you need to then be living your life on your terms as best you can. But the more responsible side of your nature and that leader side of your nature is going to come very strongly to the fore as the month comes to a close. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Please stay safe, take care, and goodbye.